The first step is to download your pattern. Select your pattern according to the format and size you wish to make. Print your pattern at 100% scale. Trim the borders and stick together using clear sticky tape. Your instruction guide included with your pattern will help you match the pages correctly. Next, cut around each individual pattern piece. Use the layout provided in the instructions to place all your pattern pieces onto the fabric. Pin in place and cut according to the directions on each individual piece. Take the front upper piece and use a long gathering stitch along the top and bottom edge. Don't back tack either end. Pick up one thread from each side and pull it to gather down the top and bottom edge. We are gathering this piece to fit onto the front lower piece. Pin it on top with the right sides of both pieces facing upwards. Adjust the gathers as you go so the fullness is evenly distributed. Repeat for the bottom edge. Stitch all the way around the edge of the piece so they are now mounted together. You can see the two pieces are now together as one. You will then repeat this step for all the side front pieces and the back pieces. Give them a light press with the iron at the end to make sure they all sit nice and flat. Pin the front piece to the side front piece at the curved edge. Match the notches along the way. Stitch together using a 1 cm or 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Press the seam open when you're done and repeat for the other side of the front. Pin the back pieces to the side front pieces at the side seam. Match the notches as you go. Stitch at the side seams using a 1 cm or 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Press the seam allowance open and repeat for the other side of the back piece. The main pieces of the garment will now be together like this. Take your 3 meters or 3.2 yards of cord or trim and cut evenly into 4 pieces. Pin each of the pieces onto the main garment. There is a notch on the back piece of the pattern to guide you. Place the cord in line with the bust seam on the front piece. Next, stitch along each of the straps to secure in place. Pin the front pieces of the lining together along the front curved seam. Pin the back pieces to the side front at the side seam. Stitch together using a 1 cm or 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. All pieces of your lining will now be together. Place the lining on top of the main garment with the right sides touching. Pin along the top and bottom edge only. Leave the centre back seams open so we can flip the garment through to the right side later. When you do this, make sure all the ties are tucked in. You don't want to accidentally catch these while sewing. Stitch together using a 1 cm or 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Turn the garment through to the right side. It is really important to give the whole garment a good press flat at this stage to ensure the lining can't be seen from the front. Overlock or zigzag stitch the centre back edge on each side. Undo your zipper and pin it in place on each side of the centre back. Start from the bottom end of the zipper and don't worry if it is too long like mine. We can cut it down in the next step. Use your zipper foot to stitch as close as possible to the zipper teeth on each side of the zip. Make sure the zipper head is down close to the base of the zipper. Then, cut the top of the zip off 1 centimetre or 3/8 of an inch above the top edge of the garment. Then, turn the top edge of the zipper down and then roll the zipper so that the teeth of the zipper are closest to the centre back. Pin the zipper tape down and then I used a hand sewing needle to secure the top edge and the zipper tape in place for a nice neat finish.